Alright, so for those of you just tuning in, we're about to do some 4v4 MegaRandom between me and the viewers. Looks like the majority of you guys want me to play Vikings this game, so we're going to be playing the Vikings this time. This is of course going to be a quote-unquote inexperienced player game, so it's going to be composed of the, I guess, lower skill bracket of viewers that I have, so the players are going to be like 1650 or below rating. And I know what you're thinking, you know, my rating is way higher than these guys, there's no way this match is going to be fair, and you're right! So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be handicapping myself during this particular match to only one town center. Now I am allowed to make a second one though in the event that when I'm in the castle age, if some player has a prolonged score advantage over me on the opposing team, then I will make a second one, but I will max out at only 2. That is the rule. I will max out at only 2 town centers, so we're going to be rolling with that. That should keep the match fair, and of course this was a suggestion from you guys, of course, so I do read your comments all the darn time, so you know, if you have any cool suggestions, you know, input, compliments, things you'd like me to improve on, you know, let me know, of course, you know, like what you don't like, because yeah, I mean, initially I was doing my quote-unquote, you know, I was doing all of my matches basically where I didn't discriminate with the player's skill level at all. That's what we did initially, as my content has evolved over time, right? So we've done matches where players of all skill levels are welcome, and I got a lot of issues with that. You know, people were complaining that, you know, there was a lot of dead weight on both teams, and, you know, it always ended up being like a 2v2, even though it was a 4v4, and that the weaker players were always focused down, and, you know, like, you know, I realized that, and I was like, yeah, we can work on this. So, you know, due to player suggestion, you know, we swapped into 2 different types of matches. It used to be that I would just spectate the rookie player games, which spawned my Resident Teaches Rookie Player series, which you guys should definitely check out if you want to, I guess, improve your understanding of the basics and important like game concepts, because I don't cover that too often anymore, just because I've covered it a million times. So if you guys want to learn to polish your early game and whatnot, you can definitely check that out. I've got a playlist for that. But yeah, now, you know, people told me that they wanted to play with me, so now I just play in these matches and I just handicap myself to 1 or 2 TCs. So of course during this match I'm going to be playing a little bit more casually, so don't expect the highest level of play from me. I'm mostly looking for a higher quality game, rather than just to mercilessly destroy people. I'm not looking for blood this time, we're looking for fun. Alright, good night, Drew Mad Bro, man. Thanks for stopping by. Pleasure is always to play with you, man. You're an awesome person. So yeah, I'm going to be playing this match a little more casually, so, you know, don't expect some ultra try-hard stuff from me. This is a relaxed, fun game. And of course, during this match, I'll be more liberally answering questions in the Twitch TV chat than I normally do, as well as, I guess, responding to other people's YouTube comments that people leave me if people have, like, more complicated things they'd like me to cover. We'll cover those in future videos, so if you leave me a comment and I don't respond to it, there's a chance that I might just address it in one of these casual matches. So if you guys have any questions at all about Aoe2, just leave me a message in the Twitch TV chats, and we're going to go talk about that, I guess, in the beginning. I got a lot more time. Since I'm less focused on, I guess, going super duper tryhard mode, it's nice, it's easier for me to read the Twitch chat and keep up to date with things. How many pedophile jokes do you have to make to get banned? As long as they're not directed at somebody, you will probably be okay. But if they are directed at somebody, then maybe only, like, 3. Wait, you got banned from Zero Emperor's stream for making racist jokes? Aw, that sucks, man. Yeah, you can joke around as much as you want, as long as it's not, like, directed at anybody, and it's not, like, absolutely offensive, you know? Like, I'm a pretty tolerant guy. I mean, I've got a pretty, I guess, edgy sense of humor, in a sense, so you know, I can put up with most things, as long as you're not, like, you know, being an asshole, then you'll be fine. But that's kind of lame. Alright, so good unit combo for the Vikings. That's something I can talk about a little bit in this game. I love the Vikings, actually. You guys thought that, you know, having me play the Vikings on land would be some kind of handicap, but you guys are wrong in 2 ways. One, this map is actually sort of pseudo-coastal, it looks like. We've got water on the edge, so you know, that kind of worked out in that aspect. Is that, aha! Checkmate, guys. You guys tried to fuck me over, it didn't work. I win. And, 2, this is the Forgotten, so the Vikings are actually not nearly as bad on land. Do I only have 1 boar? Alright, touche game. But yeah, no, they're not nearly as bad on land. Let's talk about first, before I talk about what a good unit combo is with the Vikings, why do the Vikings, you know, why do they have the reputation for blowing ass on land, and how did the Forgotten sort of change that? Needless to say, the Vikings are still not a land powerhouse or anything like that, you know. But they're better. Why are they better all of a sudden, you know? Alright, why are they shitty? Let's look at the Vikings' tech tree for a second here. Okay, look at this. Alright, archers solid, infantry solid, stable, absolute balls on balls. No bloodlines husbandry, no paladins, no hussars, no nothing ass. No cavalry archers, no Parthian tactics, no hand cannoneers. Interesting. Navy looks solid. Monastery, I usually don't care about it. Looks awful anyway. Siege Workshop is pretty good. It's not great. We've got siege engineers right. No bombard cannons, no siege generators, so we're missing some of the late game powerhouses. Cavalry even shittier because no plate barding armor. Eco pretty solid. Alright, so what have we learned from that incredibly quick overview exactly? What have we learned? We have learned that the Vikings have exceptional, like, immobile units. They have very solid infantry, very solid archers, but what do they not have? They don't have a single good mounted unit. In fact, they have some of the worst mounted units in the game, tied with the Koreans for absolute ass horses. I mean, they might as well be a Mesoamerican Civ and not have horses at all. So what does this mean, exactly, that we don't have any horses? Well, it means that on an open land map, where mobility is everything, you cannot raid properly. What are you going to raid with? Long swordsmen? Ha ha ha, don't even jest, sir. That's crazy talk. By the time your long swordsmen get to the enemy base, your opponent will be in the Imperial Age. He'll have 150 villagers and an army of, like, fully upgraded war elephants. By the time you get there, and your guys will probably have died to the thousands of wolves that they've aggroed on the way, because it takes them approximately 10 years to get there. So you can't raid at all with the Vikings. It's hard to, at least, which is hilarious to me because the Vikings, you'd think, are raiding Civ because that's kind of what they did, you know, in real life throughout history, is they would go in and they would raid and pillage and stuff. And the Vikings don't really do that in this game. They don't really just kill everything slowly, on foot. So that's a problem, is most Civs that are strong on land, you may have noticed that, like, the Huns are really strong land Civ. I mean, ask any pro player, that's like all they play. Why? Because the Huns have really strong mobile units. They've got a great night line, they've got light cavalry that are solid, and all the way up to hussars. They have fully upgraded cavalry. Their cavalry archers cost less and are super duper good. So, the Huns, solid. What makes the Mayans such a good land Civ? The Mayans get really fast plumed archers, which are essentially cavalry archers on foot. Solid. They cost like nothing. They've got good eagle warriors. Solid. Good land map Civ. Vikings are slow as shit. They're not going to raid anybody. The Vikings can really only all-in somebody. Now, what's another problem with them? Notice how they have, like, not super good late-game units. I mean, late-game powerhouse units would be like gunpowder things, siege onagers. We don't have those. So that's a problem, and we don't have heavy cavalry either, so the Vikings don't have expensive units that are solid. So the Vikings are a little shafted in that regard. But what does this mean exactly? So the Vikings can't really raid, they don't really have good late game units. What's another problem? The Vikings have no, I guess I'll make this like a Civ overview tutorial style thing. The Vikings have really not much of a solid defense against mounted units either. I mean, when you look at the Vikings, what do they have against, like, mass war elephants, like I was talking about a minute ago? What do they have? They've got pikemen. Ooh, pikemen. I know what you're thinking, you know, Resonance, you're retarded, their pikemen are stronger than halberdiers, they've got a couple extra HP. Well, you know, the game doesn't make this very clear, but when you upgrade your pikemen to halberdiers or your spearmen to pikemen, I know their attack stat only increases by 1. That's not how it works. It also increases their attack bonus to cavalry by, like, 11 per level, I believe. Yeah, so, you know, pikemen, even though your pikemen are tankier than other halberdiers, they've got more HP, like 6 more or something like that, it doesn't matter, because they're actually much shittier against cavalry, and not only that, they have 2 less attack than normal halberdiers, so they're just overall worse than halberdiers. So you do have to keep that in mind, is they're actually just worse than regular halberdiers. So not only do you have no good mounted units of your own in the late game, but you also have to deal with the fact that you have nothing to deal with your opponent's mounted units. Yes, the Vikings do get free wheelbarrow, they do get free handcart, which means that they get to mass knights actually fairly effectively in the Castle Age, because people's knights are relatively equivalent in the Castle Age, not having bloodlines or husbandry even. Or like plate barding armor isn't super relevant, honestly, until like later in the game. I mean, yeah, not having bloodlines does suck, and not having husbandry means they're slower, but they do have a stronger eco than most people, so they can just get them. They can just get them out. So yeah, okay, the bonus doesn't scale it scales non-linearly. So thank you for posting that isopropyl. But yeah. So what I'm trying to say is the Vikings are really bad on land because they have no mounted units, they have no defense against mounted units, and they have no real late game units at all. Like, the Vikings are just really, really, like, Civ that's dominant on water and not very good on land. Now, I think they are better than people give them credit for, because their siege line is pretty decent, their infantry are pretty scary, berserkers are actually a really good unit, they have such a strong eco. Like, the Vikings might not have a very good late game, but they're their mid game is so powerful because the free wheelbarrow and handcart. The technology takes so long to research. It's very, very expensive. It really does set you ahead having access to that so soon. So, well, it saves you a lot of money, and it can really snowball the game in your favor. So, now the Vikings, you just don't want the game to drag. Now, what the Forgotten change about this is the Forgotten adds a new technology to the Vikings called Chieftains, right here. 700 food, 400 gold. Berserkers get an attack bonus versus cavalry. It's not a huge bonus, that is for certain. It's not going to be winning any awards for OP Imba bonuses, but what it is going to do is it is going to allow the Vikings to actually fend off late game paladins a little better. So in that aspect, the Vikings actually did come out of the Forgotten quite a bit better on land than they normally would, so that's actually kind of nice. So I'm actually not... Is this another water map? Is this like Team Islands? I'm assuming I'm not connected to the enemy at all. But yeah, the Vikings come out of this a little better now, as they've got access to anti-cavalry units now, because Berserkers are actually pretty powerful in combat. I mean, they've got a higher attack stat than champions, and the regeneration is insanely good. I think it's really underrated. The Vikings are really just overlooked as a civilization, I think, on land, and they were my most played civ on Voobly, back when I used to play like tons of Black Forest and whatnot. To great results, because I just keep randoming them. It was like a running joke between me and the Black Forest community on IGZ back in the day, it's now called Voobly. Yeah, I'd always random the Vikings, and my Vikings was to be feared because I could always make it work, and I think on closed maps they're a little better, because like I said, the Vikings can't really raid somebody, they can only just kind of all in them. With like tons of champions, you know, berserks, pikes, siege weapons, and good archers. I mean, it's a pretty powerful bunch, and you can really overwhelm people with their early eco advantage. You know, like they can pump out an army much quicker than people early game, and while their bonuses do even out in the late game, they've got an advantage early on. Okay, so we are connected. This is like a donut, it's like continental in a way. So I guess to answer that guy's question, what is a good army comp for the Vikings is that, I mean, it obviously varies on what your opponent is building. You want to build counters to their units, but what I like to build is I like to build like a combination of infantry units with archers with siege weapons. Why? Because that's basically all you have access to. But it's a good army comp. I mean, the infantry, your berserks, your pikes, your champions and whatnot are pretty good against heavy cavalry. Archers provide good range support against the opposing ranged units. Archers and skirms, and siege weapons are good against the mass ranged units as well as buildings, and they can also protect your infantry. So, you know, they're pretty solid. You know, ideally I would go something like berserkers, arbalists, siege rams, and onagers with trebuchets perhaps. That's ideal, but you know, you can swap them out for like skirms, pikes, if need be. So yeah, you can also make heavy scorpions sometimes. On the sea, I mean, the Vikings are absolutely disgusting in the non-forgotten Age of Empires 2. Absolutely disgusting. And it just goes without saying that their galley rush is ridiculously hard to deal with, but it's been toned down in the Forgotten, thank God. Okay, it looks like I don't really have a Looks like I don't really need to make another TC. I'll probably make a second TC around maybe 25 minutes, because I know Eagle's a pretty decent player. And I want to still be able to compete with him to give a fair match, I think. But, yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. I'm going to go check to see if there's other questions now. But yeah, ask me any other questions right now in Twitch chat and I'll answer that. I realize I spent a lot of time on that particular question, but I thought that answering that question, I think, was really important. To talk about the Vikings as a Civ in general, you know, try and give a little bit of a Civ overview and gameplay on them. I'm going to be sort of showcasing what, you know, what do the Vikings do on land, right? Like, what do they do? I want to know. You guys want to know? I want to know. But, you know, I probably was the most, like, I probably was, like, the only guy, I think, on Voobly who would play the Vikings back in the day. Like, on land, that is. But I would insist on doing it, you know. People would be like, where are you picking Vikings? I was like, nah, bro, I got this. I got this. So they're pretty scary. The health regen is pretty legit, guys. But yeah, don't test my mod's patience, guys. Don't make, like, offensive jokes just for the purpose of being offensive. It better be funny. My mods aren't, like, really boring, stoic people. They're all awesome, so, you know, don't provoke them. Otherwise, you know, I'm gonna be the one to ban you. It's all about the intentions, you know? It's like, you can be like, you know, like, thanks, Obama, that communist, Muslim, Marxist, communist, Marxist, Nazi, Marxist, communist. You know, like, as long as it's all in the intention of it, you know, when I say stuff like that, I'm being, like, blatantly sarcastic and ironic, because I think it's funny to make fun of people who actually believe that stuff. But, you know, it's all in the intention of it. If the point is just to rustle somebody's jimmies, then, you have no place here. You have no power here. Why no use mass berserkers? Oh, I will, Senor Spicy Nipples. Great name, by the way. I dig it. I don't even want to know how you came up with that name. But... And if you tell me that that's what people used to call you back in high school, then that begs too many questions, but I don't need them answered. Now what I am going to do, though, is I think I'm going to make a small harassment force and poke people a little bit, because I think that that's important to show these guys how to deal with a little bit of pressure by nudging them a little bit. So I didn't do that last time. I was way too nice, and no more Mr. Nice Guy, you know. Alright, we got all this stuff to ourselves. Brigham is going for like the world's most extended drush on Desprex, and oh my god, it's working. Good on you, Frigga, making tons of vills, though. Look at this guy. This guy has been in the Dark Age since 1991, guys. 1991. And he's been investing in vills, and you know, he probably should have advanced by now, like, legitimately, and like, held off on the militia, but, he's still making vills, and that's what counts. So yeah, good on this guy. But yeah, I'm gonna poke people a little bit, I think it's important to do that. Some weird-ass map generation. Now, I don't know how Desprex is getting absolutely demolished by these militia, but it looks like his teammates have, yeah, I don't know how he got destroyed so hard, but he shouldn't have really fought the militia one-on-one. I'm not sure how that happened exactly, but I'm gonna start poking some people. Yeah, kill bar daga. You know, obviously the intent is not to kill. I mean, I'm attacking with like mostly unupgraded spearmen, so I've set phasers to stun guys. So relax, we're not. If I wanted to kill somebody, I swear to God, this is not how you do it. It's good that his teammates have backed him up, though. Desprex needs to build back up. Have they stonewalled this? Am I gonna have to poke with a battering ram filled with shitty spearmen? I know you're thinking, Rez, why you no get pikemen? Oh my god, why are you so bad, Kappa? And yeah, I mean I should, but I'm not going to, because I've got phasers set to stun right now. We're not here to kill people. And we're gonna be like that mosquito, you know. We're gonna be really annoying. I'm I'm gonna make them, you know, try and stop me, build up perhaps some degree of defense, but I'm not going to try and kill anybody. You guys ever seen that pro game of the guy who's spam militias Chinese and the spawn? Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I think this match is kind of stacked in my favor a little bit, so I don't want to kill anybody, definitely. But I do want to send some pikes at people. I will upgrade him to pikeman after he fends off this first force. Oh, okay, it looks like I'll have to send more units. Wow, you actually walled that off too. Nice. But yeah, Desperex just needs to keep his build production rolling. I mean, if you suck at this game and you have no idea what you're doing wrong, it's because your eco's bad. Like, that's what it is. Yeah, I won't build a second TC actually. I'm gonna limit myself to only one. I'm gonna do it. But yeah, no, it's because your eco sucks. That's why. You got to flatter them. If you want to sell chocolate, guys, you gotta flatter the customer. I love you. You guys fans of SpongeBob at all? I hugely appreciate that show. I feel like a fine wine. It is aged extremely well. It's like I used to love it when I was like really young, but now that I'm in college, I mean, it's only gotten funnier. I swear to God, it's like a fine wine, you know. SpongeBob only gets better with age. Because I get all the jokes that I didn't get before, like when you know, like Gary walks in the room and SpongeBob is like watching a bunch of sea anemones flailing back and forth. SpongeBob is actually watching porn. And he's like, oh, I get that now. That's kind of gross. The more you know, guys. But yeah, I love it when people heavily commit to a rush. I think that's always fun. Alright, I'm going to take this attack to the next level, though, because I feel like poking orange a little bit. And we're going to round 2. Fight. Oh wow, yeah, Eagle is enemy now. Eagle is, like, just barely too good for this, for inexperienced player matches. And he's, like, just slightly too not fast for experienced player games. Like, he's in this sort of twilight zone, this limbo zone right now. I'm sure he's aware of this, where he's... The poor guy. He's good, but he's just barely not good enough that, like, Detritus would eat him for breakfast. But, yeah, I'm on my way. Yeah, he's just barely not good enough. And I think it's just an issue of speed. He totally knows what he's doing in terms of, like, booming and stuff. Like, this guy totally knows what he's doing. But something is lost in communication somewhere. I think it's just... I'd have to watch him, but I think it's because, like, he spends a little too long trying to build up. I think he builds up a little slow. Not sure why that is. Perhaps he's just not building extra TCs right off the bat. Maybe that's what it is. I can't say. I cannot say. Nicely done, Pengueno. Desperex better get multiple TCs out, though. And maybe perhaps Eagle just waits too long to put down his first extra TC. Maybe that's it. I'm not 100% sure. It could be a combination of things. It could be the phase of the moon, guys. I don't know. Yeah, he's in that sort of zone. Alright, I gotta build some castles to protect my eco, though, because I could get raided at any moment. Brigham's in the castle age. I'm coming, Mr. Eagle. Prepare Dianus. Coming in. Aha! I have you now. Okay, we'll ungear some of those pikes as well. Charge! I think I can hold off a little bit in the booming. I want to give Eagle... Yeah, I think maybe he's just not enough DCs. Maybe he's only got 2? I don't know. He's so close. He's like on the cusp, you know? Oh wow, he just aggroed my entire army. Nice. Yeah, the goal is not to kill right now. We're in relaxed mode. Actually, those houses might block the trade line. Okay, good death practice in the Castle Age. Put a couple extra towns, centers. Nicely done, sir. Getting to the Castle Age on time. I know they struggle, and I know it feels it, man. Hello, Doctor. 13th Doctor. Yeah, class happens, man. Charge, men. We shall poke him. Poke him right in the eyeballs. Actually, that sounds kind of painful. Poke him kind of, gentler a little bit, perhaps. Give him a slight nudge, a nudge to the eyeballs. Maybe I'll just get some more techs out. What's going on here? Good, good. They're actually able to successfully defend this. That's nice. Really, again, I'm just poking. Just poking in. Poking my head out. Get a couple of the skirms. Yeah, I think okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say it boils down probably to Eagle just not. Maybe he doesn't have enough TCs. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's only on 2. Yeah. But anyway, enough about him. He's a good player, definitely. He's just on the cusp. The Twilight Zone. We're doing extracurriculars in the shower? Rez is cheating? No, I'm allowed to build 2 TCs if one of my opponents on the enemy team is a higher score than me in the Castle Age. I am allowed to do that. I had to change that because I realized I could never win because I could never properly gauge the strength of my opponents, I guess, without having played with them prior. So I would always underestimate my opponents. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've done that, like 17,000 times, but I'm not gonna kill anybody with this, but I limit myself to 2 TCs now. That's the new rule, is I limit myself. As of last stream, I decided that I would limit myself to 2 TCs, but I would only build a second TC as soon as someone on the opposing team score surpasses me if I'm in the Castle Age for an extended period of time. And since Eagle is on, like, I realized that Eagle would have, like, horrendously outboomed me if I stayed on only 1 TC. So if I wanted this match to actually not end up with Eagle destroying everybody's dreams, I had to make a second one. I mean, I'm still being nice. I'm still being nice to people. No, the limit is 2 TCs now. I just have to delay my second TC until much later. I can't build the second TC before 25 minutes, so I'm still playing ghetto-ish, like really ghetto. I will still build only 1 TC if everybody appears to really suck. But no, I I do 2 TCs now. We do 2 TCs now. Or 1.5. We'll say like 1.5, because the second one is always going to be very much delayed. But yeah, it's just based on the flow of the match. I adapt my handicap based on what the opponents are doing. That way the match will always be, like, not horrendously one-sided. Because I don't want it to be one-sided. I want this match to be good. So if my teammates need me to haul some ass, then I will haul some ass. But if my... but if, you know, like, the match is, you know, if they really... I guess if we're dominating, you know, I will play much more relaxed. And it looks like we really are dominating, which is why I'm not really spending too much stuff. You know, Desprex probably should have just walled up. He's going to need a lot of defense from his team. Yeah, I think Eagle is just a little slow with his build-up, but he's in the Imperial Age now, so that's not good. Actually, I probably could have only stayed on 1 TC during this particular match. I was just paranoid. After that last match versus Misaki, oh my god. I was like, there's no way we should have lost this match, and we did anyway, so you know, that's a surprise, what a twist. You know, the more you know, guys. Could not believe I lost that match. It was pretty crazy, not gonna lie. But, you know, yeah, I underestimated my opponents, I let them outboom me, so that's what happens, that's what happens. Like, right now, it looks like Eagle's actually, he's got some significant production that he's ramping up. Although, they've really got to defend Desprex, because I think that guy's gonna die. If they don't defend him, I think he's gonna die, so... they should probably defend this guy. I think I can just start tributing a lot of stuff to Chamberlain. Because, you know, the point of these matches is, yes, I'm in it, but I'm not the star. So, you know, I'm here as a sort of advanced support. I could make Mass Monks this game. Oh, but I'm the Vikings! Oh, I should have played Aztecs so I could become Mass Monks. I'll go Mass Monks in a noob game. Oh, shit. This is what I'm talking about, you know, you give these guys an inch, they take a mile. Alright, you touch Pengueno, man, you gonna die. Chamberlain, send camels, please. I'm coming, men. Thank you. Should also make some, yeah, I will need a second TC. Yep. Okay, actually, no. I gotta stop being so wishy-washy. I needed this. I did need this if I was going to win. So my eco, I mean, it's honestly still, like, bad. It's still very bad. I've seen stronger economies at a... I can't think of a good metaphor. But it's bad. I need this. Okay, it looks like we can defend this. Or... nice forward castle, bro. Halazu Scholar approves. Okay, yes, this struggle, it is real. Oh my god. Oh god, Charlie, why? Why, SpongeBob? Why? Get him, Mr. Monk. Well, this is indeed awkward. We're gonna need more farms. Yeah, now Eagle is finally on boom. Yeah, so I guess he's just a little slow on the boom. Don't know how we fix that per se, but perhaps, you know, the number of TCs is too damn low. Oh my goodness. He's getting eaten for breakfast. I think that's great, just killed Desprex, so hopefully we can rescue Pengo. And then we'll call this a day. Move guys up, please. Ooh, Knight's too deadly.